Greetings, welcome, good morning, good evening, grand rising, depending on what time of the day it is for you and where you're joining from. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson. I am a spiritual healer. I am your why and soul purpose coach and consultant. I work with my clients to help them to connect with their inner blueprint for success, allowing them to live their life on purpose and to honor their why and their soul purpose. This morning, I'm blessed to be on StreamYard, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and TikTok. I invite each and every one of you to connect with each other, build community, and just add value to wherever you are. Connect with me on my YouTube. Click on my link tree so that you can connect with me on all of my platforms. And if you forget where I told you I am, just Google me, Daphne Clarke-Hudson, and you will be able to connect with me on all of my platforms. Do not forget that we are gathering interest for all the people who are interested in the gratitude journal. We are looking to produce that. So if you're interested in owning one of the limited edition, you need to message me. Also, if you have a story to tell, connect with me because I'm looking to book some hosts for my TV show, which will be starting up again early in the new year. Again, connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Subscribe to my newsletter on my website. And every day, 7 days a week, I go live right here at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing the water therapy this morning. So please gather your water and have it ready for when we are ready to do the water therapy. Okay, so let us begin. This morning, we are going to be talking about how are you showing up? How are you showing up? Not only for others, but how are you showing up for yourself? This has to be a balance. So when you hear me ask the question, how are you showing up? What comes to mind for you? I want to encourage the people on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Go ahead and write in the comments or the chat what comes to mind for you. How are you showing up? Not only for yourself, but for others. Whether you're in a career or you're a business person, you might even be a retiree who is now involved into volunteering. So you already finished one career and you are now embarking on something new. This question also applies to you. How are you showing up? I want you to take a deep dive into this question. Why? Because the way you show up for one thing is the way you show up for everything. And the way we show up impacts who we are and what we are about. So when I ask you that question, I want you to view your answer coming from an authentic place. Are you showing up in your authenticity, or are you showing up as a counterfeit? You know, just like I know that there are many people who show up as counterfeits. Why? Because they have no idea of who they are. And these are the reasons why when I show up every day, I show up with value. When I show up, I'm showing up as if I am going to dinner. You invite me to dinner at your home. When you extend an invitation for me to come to dinner, I'm asking you up front, what do you want me to bring? You want me to bring dessert or a cocktail? Or you want me to bring a side dish? For some people, they say, you don't have to bring anything. But don't you for 1 minute believe that. You still go, you buy some flowers and you show up with flowers. How are you showing up? I have an article here that I also want to include in what I'm saying this morning for you to see somebody else's spin on that. But I want to talk to you from my perspective as a coach, as a spiritual healer, as a consultant and a mentor, as someone who's passionate about authenticity in every aspect of the word. For me, showing up in all of my authentic and uniqueness is of vital importance for me. You know what? I cannot afford to be anybody else. I got to be 100+% of who I am and who I am called to be. Are you at that place where you can look in the mirror and say, yes, I'm showing up in all of my authenticity? Or are you so programmed to show up in the costume and the label that others give you? Are you bold enough to peel away all of the label and the stereotype that they have affixed to you and show up in all of your authenticity? Are you able to dispel all of the things that you have gone through, all of your past experiences? Are you able to brush those off, toss them aside, bury or burn them, so that you can return to your authentic core, so that when you show up, you are showing up with your power? That's food for you, thought for you. All of these questions that I just posed aren't questions of judgment. Yes, They are thought-provoking questions that will invoke the authenticity in you. You and I, we cannot afford to be anybody else. That's why we got to live today to the fullest in all of who we are called to be. So when you turn up here on my platform, or you show up in my inbox or on my YouTube channel or wherever it is that you're connecting with me, you got to show up in your authenticity, because you are called for greatness. Don't allow anybody else to dilute who you are and to dim your flame. All right? So can we agree on that? Now, let us see what this lady has to say. Her name is Rachel Wilkerson Miller. And it says, this is the opening statement about her. It says, when journalist turned self-help author Rachel Wilkerson Miller wrote a book about showing up, we had to give a pause. What the heck is showing up for yourself and others? And don't we just do it naturally? Turns out her answer is no, we don't. And she's absolutely right. Join Dan Weekly in a conversation with Rachel Wilkerson Miller on Wednesday, August 19 at 6 p.m. And that's when she was discussing her book. So, what is showing up then? Remember, she said that it does not happen normally. You know, the things that we take for granted, the things that we say is supposed to be automatic? No, no, no. When you begin to do the inner work, you realize that things you think is normal is not normal. It's that they say common sense is not so common anymore. So, showing up is what turns the people you know into your people. It is the core of creating and maintaining strong, meaningful bonds with friends, family, co-workers, and internet pals. Showing up is the act of bearing witness to the people's joy, pain, and true selves, validating their experiences, easing their load, and communicating what they are not alone in this life. It's a concept that I experience on such a deep-rooted emotional level, she says. I sometimes struggle to describe it. I know it when I see it. And I am betting you do too. There are some things you just cannot put word to it. There are certain things that's going on in our lives, and we said, I can't put word on it, but I know it is not right. Have you ever found yourself in that situation? I don't know, but my heart is telling me it's not right. And this is why, guys, trust me, these are the reasons I show up here every morning. And people come in my life and they want a reading and they want a card and they wanted this. When I come on here, I am here to help you to show up in all of your authenticity. Yes, that's the reason I show up. I'm available to you for professional consultation when you decide to invest in yourself. But I'm giving you this high quality content so that you can know what it is that you are lacking. You hopping in and asking for a reading, not understanding the commitment that you have for yourself to be sure to show up in all of your authenticity. You go to my live, you go to John live, you go to Sylvia live, you go to the cat live, you go to the dog live, you go to everybody's live, and you're looking, pull me a card, give me a reading. Yet, regardless of what you are told, you are not doing the work to make sure that you are showing up in all of your authenticity. The work has to be done. The work has to be done. You need to do the work. How do I show up for myself? The thing about showing up is that it is not exactly easy. It doesn't just happen. It takes intentionality, effort, and practice. And truly showing up for others requires you to do something that can be even harder. To show up for yourself first, that means really getting to know yourself, taking care of your physical and mental health, being kind to yourself, and setting boundaries. Showing up for yourself will allow you to be better and more present with friends and partners, will prevent resentment, one-sided relationships, and burnt out, and will help you figure out exactly what showing up for others should look like in practice. Showing up for yourself isn't about feeling happiness Exactly. It's about feeling grounded and contented and believing you are enough. You are enough. Some people might resist the idea that showing up is something that can be taught or learned. My belief is common sense, or what, or that it's just comes naturally. To which I say, if showing up is so easy, then why aren't so many people so bad at it? And we are, in fact, kind of bad at it. Think about the last thing somebody made a really thoughtless comment to you or someone you know, or the last time you said, I'm fine, or it's fine. Then things were extremely not fine. Or the last time you didn't get nearly enough sleep. It happens all the time. And if I get it, showing up isn't innate skill, not is it a part of most formal education. Can you relate to anything that the author says? Are you able to see yourself in the statements that she's making? It is going to take honesty for you to look in the mirror and say, yeah, she talking about me. Yeah, she's talking about me. Because I have not been showing up for myself. That is going to take honesty for you to say that. Majority of folks spend their time blaming others. I see this every day when I talk to individuals. Very rarely I can count on one hand and I can have many fingers left over. Hey, Queen Daphne, how are you? It is challenging to show up for yourself. However, those of you who are willing to say enough is enough, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. At the end of this broadcast, you will examine where you are and you are going to say to yourself, it's time for me to show up for myself. It's time for me to show up to myself. I can teach and I can talk until I'm blue in my black face. Nothing is going to happen until you make the decision to make something happen and to begin showing up for yourself. What's showing up? What's up with self-knowledge? Self-knowledge is at the core of showing up because you can't possibly take care of yourself if you don't actually know what you need what your needs are. Once you figure out who you are and who you are not, it becomes much easier to understand what you want to do and not to do, and to recognize the types of people you want in your life and those you don't. There is not much space for generosity, confidence, and vulnerability when you are constantly worried about whether you have enough and whether you are enough. Thank you, Queen. Daphne SQ says, absolutely, I'm showing up for myself. Knowing yourself is also at the heart of showing up for other people. At the basic level, if you aren't self-aware, it's impossible to recognize how you are making other people feel. But it goes on even deeper than that. The more you unpack your own motivations and patterns and name and honor your own needs, the easier it becomes to do the same for others, to understand why they are behaving a certain way, to view their needs as legitimate, to withhold judgment when they are struggling, to be kind and compassionate, and be responding in a way that makes them feel seen. When you are firmly rooted, you can truly stand up for others. Let me ask you guys this question. Have you ever met a couple? They were married for Humpton. I don't know what number. That is a term we use in Jamaica. Humpton years. That means a long time. All of a sudden, you hear them say what? Oh, we grow apart. And they separate. You see, if they had done the work, and if they were looking in and identifying what their needs are, they could communicate their individual needs, and then they could address those, and then they would be able to get together. And what happened? They would be able to forge a power relationship. Then they would become a power couple. Power couple is not about the dollar sign. Power couple is about you and your spouse or your significant other be able to show up for each other. Are you with me, guys? Are you with me? So don't be expecting to show up for somebody else when you can't show up for yourself. It's not selfish to show up for yourself. You and I need to be selfless. When we put ourselves first and we are able to show up for ourselves in an authentic, powerful way, then we are able to show up for the others that are dear to us, our spouses, our significant others, our children, our parents, the community that we serve, the board that we sit on the list goes on, our clients, our customers, The list goes on. We got to position ourselves in the number one slot. And we got to be able to show up for ourselves in all of our brilliance. And by us doing so, then we are able to identify who else we are able to show up for. Don't you, for one moment, get it twisted, because you won't be able to show up for everybody, and you're not required to show up for everybody. We are required to show up only for the people that we can add value to, and vice versa. Yes, this is hard for you to hear, but even some people in our own families, we can't be showing up for them. Because what? We are not in alignment. They are not in alignment with us. And those people that is not in alignment with us for our highest good, we got to learn how to dismiss them and release them with no hurt feelings. We got to let folks go. We got to cut them loose without apology. Without apology. So you guys need to stop feeling guilty when the universe is telling you, leave folks alone. Stop calling them. Stop burdening yourself down. Yeah, they're calling you. Oh, you get so busy now, you don't have no time for us. Yes, I'm busy showing up for myself. And you need to look in the mirror and start showing up for yourself. Once we begin to vibrate at a higher frequency, then we might be able to get back together again. But stop feeling guilty because people are letting you feeling guilty. You got to show up for yourself. Not until you can do that, you're not in a position to show up for anybody else. How do I know myself? So what does knowing yourself all means? Being able to name the main qualities that make you you. And listen, go ahead, guys, jot it in the comments. What makes you you? What's unique about you? Go ahead, jot them down and jot them in bold, so others who are not here, they will be able to see that. Go ahead, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, everybody. Go ahead, TikTok. Go ahead, jot it down. What makes you you? Having a clear sense of your core values and your priorities. What do you stand for? If you don't know what you stand for, you're going to be falling for anything. You're going to be jumping for every Dick, Duck, and Harry. You got to know what you stand for. What are your morals? What are your values? Know what you like and what you don't like. You got to know yourself, queens and kings. You got to. Identify what makes you feel comfortable and what makes you feel uncomfortable. Those of you who was on the live yesterday morning, you know that this happened on TikTok. And I went through to get somebody to host with, and I clicked on one of my friends, and something inappropriately happened on her live. that pin her into panic attack. And she felt compelled to share it with me. The people on her platform was saying not to share it with me. I said to her, you got to follow your heart. And then she shared with me, with everybody, both the people on my platform and herself on her platform. She shared something that happened, and a behavior that stemmed out of what happened. It was with a male viewer who chose to the behavior had to do with his anatomy. And it dawned on me that what she said to me, she said, I didn't do anything other than I just flipped my hair this way and lie like this and all of that. And I'm not saying this to judge her or to blame her. However, we as women, we need to honor our queendom and our temple. We got to know what we are comfortable with. When we are on these social media streets and platforms, we got to know who we are, because there are some sick people out there. And when you put yourself careless, you never know who you will attract. This is why I know why I'm on this platform, thanks to Ramona Parker. I'm not on here to do no dancing. I'm not on here to do any of those stuff. I'm on here to add value. I'm here to show up in all of my authenticity. I don't know why the Spirit had me to share this with you guys, but take out of it what you may. Be careful how you show up. Be careful how you show up, because you don't know who you will entice and attract. Be careful. Acknowledging what you are willing and unwilling to do. Those of you who was on my TikTok early this morning, you know the gentleman who came on from, I think he was either South Africa or Nigeria or something, and he was calling me sweetheart. I stopped him. I said, my name is Daphne, sir, and I want to be addressed as such. Ain't nobody showing up on my platform calling me sweetheart. No, sir. No way. I'm showing up for me, and I'm nipping it in the bud. I know why I am here. I'm not here to hook up. That's not why I am here. Know why you are here. You got to know what you stand for. Being aware of how you are likely to react or reacting in a given situation. You got to know yourself. When you spend the work to know, when you do the work to know yourself, you do not need to depend on anybody to tell you what's right for you and what's not right. The journey to showing up, During this getting to know yourself process, consider starting a journal. Those of you who are part of my community, you know that I'm an advocate for journal. I just finished 365 days of videos on TikTok doing gratitude journal. And I'm on my second 365 days of saying yes. We got to do the work. We got to do the work within ourselves. Journal expressly devoted to your well-being and to the things about you that seems unchanging, significant, and truths and close to your heart. That could include answers to some of the following questions. And she referred to the book. Okay? So in other words, you need to develop the questions for yourself. And I'm going to tell you the name of her book. For those of you that want to buy the book, I haven't read it because I just bounced up on this article she wrote. Think of it as an encyclopedia for you. That's what she's saying about her book. It's a little scrapbook of the soul. It is simple the way to document ways in your heart and to stay grounded. When the world around you feels out of control, when you are feeling lost and overwhelmed, you can return to this notebook and remember that you are still here and you are enough. Your journal, your journal, your journal, your journal. Normally, when I'm at my permanent residence wherever I live, I would be showing you all the collection of journals that I have. Just like I go to stores to shop for shoes or clothes, I do the same thing with journals. I have so many different journals. There are many times when I'm writing a book and some of the chapters are pulled from my journal documentations. Her book, her name is Rachel, Rachel Wilkerson, Wilkerson Miller. Somebody you guys can write it in there for me so people can see it. Daphne, can you write her name in the chat there, please? Rachel, Rachel Wilkerson Miller, Wilkerson Miller. And her book is, what's the book called? Her book is called The Art of Showing Up. The Art of Showing Up on Friendship in the Age of Fakeness. The Art of Showing Up. How to be there for yourself and others. Rachel Wilkerson. So that is it. That is the book. Those of you who want to screenshot it, go ahead. So you can get the book. It can help you. Anybody wants to There is the book if you want to screenshot it. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Queen. The Art of Showing Up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, you guys got it. All right, guys. So I wanted to share that article with you as I discuss with you the importance of showing up for yourselves and then for others. Because we are not lone rangers. So we all need associations. We need collaborations. This morning I was telling the people on my TikTok to connect with each other. We had at one time we had over 200 people in the chat from all over the world. Why would you not want to connect to build a global relationship? It's important. It is important. These social media streets are real. We have this opportunity to connect with people. I know we are going through a pandemic, but that does not stop anything from happening. This is why we are here and we can connect with each other in an amazing, amazing way. Okay, guys. Ooh, let's do the water therapy. Daphne, I don't know if you do the water therapy. This is where we supercharge our water. Because water is energy. We supercharge it. We bless it. We pray over it. We meditate over it. We ask for what it is that we want from it. Are we looking for healing? Are we looking for clarity? Whatever it is, ask it. I'm asking that this water go throughout my body and seek out any disease that is in my body. And would it go directly to the root of that and to get rid of it? I ask that this water will go to my organs, all of my organs, and enhance the vibrancy in them. To every cell and every nucleus in my body, will this water go exactly to the source. Let us drink. Listen, guys, whether you are on the live or not every day, I encourage you to participate in this water therapy. Energize your water, supercharge it. You will be surprised to see the results. Okay, guys? So, I am so excited about this broadcast this morning. Again, happy first day of December. And this day is kicking off the celebration of my birthday. My official birthday is on December the 11th. But I'm making the commitment to celebrate every day of the month of December. So, I hope to see you all celebrating with me. And Queen Daphne, girl, you know I need to talk to you about getting something for my birthday. Because my stuff is still in storage, so I don't have my, all my doodads. So, thank you. I need to get something for my birthday. So we need to connect. Anyway, so listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you. I love and honor you, each and every one. I encourage you, queens. I encourage you, queens. Please, please show up for yourselves. Show up for yourselves in every aspect of the word. Show up for yourselves. Do not second guess showing up for yourself, because it is only by showing up for yourselves you can be the best spouse, siblings, leader, business person, whether it's a male or female. So I encourage you to please show up for yourself. Listen, I love each and every one of you, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Bye. Lady Daphne, come on over and join us over on TikTok.